We're off and rolling, ladies and gentlemen,
We're
with the
off and
MMA for Marks
rolling.
podcast.
We're good.
Let's go ahead and get this motherfucker started. I want to go to bed soon, goddammit.
Okay, man. Let's jump right into it. So, first fight in the prelims we got is not the early prelims too. Sorry, early prelims. We're just jumping right into the prelims. So
This
we
is a
got
stack card for
It's
the
a
record.
stack
This
card, man. We got a lot to
super
talk
stacked.
about. We got a little bit of time. So we got Ryan Hall and Ilie Topuria. I know I'm slaughtering that last name, but I'll give him my best. Here's what I'm gonna say. A lot of people are going with Ryan Hall in this. Ryan Hall's 8-1 in the UFC. If you don't know him, he's a fucking boa constrictor. He is. If he grabs a hold of you, you are in fucking trouble. He's got that Damian Maia walk right now with him.
Dude, if
Damian
only
Maia
fucking
back in the day. If
only
Damian
fucking
Maia
system,
grabbed you back in, 10 years ago, you were a dead man. It didn't matter who you were dead. And I think the same thing is true of Ryan Hall. But look, here's what I'll say, and then I'll let you go. Ilie Topuria is 10-0. He's in his last 8 fights, he's got 8 finishes. In his last 8 fights, he's got 7 submissions, dude. Submissions. So I don't know what his jiu-jitsu pedigree is versus Hall, but I'm very intrigued now that I did a little bit of homework digging on this match. I'm very, very intrigued. I'm honestly I'm doing a surprise pick. I'm going with Ilie Topuria. I think that he's actually got a chance of eking out maybe even a submission or strikes TKO of Ryan Hall on the feet. So I think it's going to be a good matchup, dude. I'm very, very intrigued by Topuria's ground game.
I'm not picking a standing matchup. I'm definitely going to pick a ground game. It looks like, is this his UFC debut? I mean, because he's got no stats as I look at the card right now. In comparison to Ryan Hall.
I don't think so.
I mean, my thing with Ryan Hall is, dude, imagine if he fucking would fight consistently. One of the biggest knocks on Ryan Hall is the fact that he doesn't fight consistently. He fights very sporadically, and so therefore he doesn't really get runs. Anytime he gets a spectacular
one wants to fight
submission, there's that, and then again, nobody wants to fight him, so it's tough. Anytime he reels off a fantastic win, he goes dormant for like 9 months to a year before he gets his next fight, and he's never really fought anybody really amazing. And like Andy just said, it's because a lot of people run from the dude because they know, like, if he takes you down, bro, you're gonna get wrapped up like a fucking anaconda, dude.
It's going back to John Fitch. I can think of several guys, who over their careers they kind of get blacklisted by matchmakers and by fighters, because of their style. A lot of fighters, especially these days, the striking is what's popular. The striking is what's hot. Grappling is not so much like the big thing unless you're a guy who can do both, right? So if you're just one dimensional, not that Ryan Hall is one dimensional, he can definitely strike, but his attack is, what he's coming for. What he's good at. Why wouldn't he? He's absolutely tremendous and amazing.
But and that's why he hasn't been released, because he constantly gets those finishes, dude. If he was going 3 rounds with people, just dominating people, it wouldn't be nearly as effective. If he was like Ben Askren, just dominating people for 5 rounds with just grappling and wrestling and grapple fucking, it's not cute. You're right. It's not popular. It's not pretty.
But he finishes.
It gets you wins. And Ryan Hall hasn't been released from the UFC because he fucking gets wins with the shit.
He quick too. Scared of this dude, bro.
Yeah,
dude. Crazy.
How can you release someone?
Some real fear demons around him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
So.
Well, I honestly I wouldn't put it past the UFC to do something like that, just simply because they did release John Fitch back in the day. You know what I mean? And it was just like that guy, John Fitch, could have been the title holder and he could have held the title, but they never. I mean, it was one of the ultimate, screw jobs, Toronto screw jobs of that guy just never getting a title shot, never really getting a shot because, they didn't like his style. You know what I mean? But then look, you got a guy whose name is Khabib Nurmagomedov. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that guy's a grappler. That guy's a Sambo fucking grappling, striking wizard. And so it's just like in Sambo, I mean, with the striking. So it's just like, you got to pick your styles. You do have guys out there who are the outliers, And it's amazing that Khabib is not really a striking oriented fighter, and he's reached a level of success. I believe he's probably the most popular grappler since the Gracies, right? I mean, like, who else
Probably.
is, and also too, not as, and I'll compare him to the Gracies in this way, you know, look at what he's done in Dagestan. Look at what him and his dad did compared to what Royce and his dad and brothers did in Brazil with jiu-jitsu and everything. They got they're just turning guys out of Dagestan, killers. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And
Yeah.
fucking all
The
of them,
angel,
epic
the angel,
wrestlers.
the angel method, bro. If you come from Dagestan and Khabib trains you, dude, you should fucking automatically just come in the top 10 as soon as
Well, it's
as
very
soon as you
right.
debut.
Right. Yeah. I mean, yeah, for sure. As long as you dominated a couple guys in some other rings, yeah, no problem. But I think, it's going to be very curious to see in 10 years how many champs that are coming out of there or not.
Yeah.
It'd be very interesting. So yeah. So you going with Ryan Hall in that then?
Yeah. I'll go Ryan Hall.
Right on, man. Yeah, that's a good pick.
He's the dog too. He's the dog.
He's the dog?
Yeah, Hall's the
Wow, I
dog.
didn't know that.
Plus 180. Topuria is a negative 230.
Okay. All right. Well, moving on. We got Nico Price and Michel Pereira. Dude, I'm pumped about this match. Personally,
Yeah, dude.
I think if
I'm friends.
turns it on, dude, it's gonna be a Pereira show, dude.
I'm friends with Nico Price's cousin. Shout out
you
Jordan.
Really?
Yeah, I really am. I'm friends with Nico Price's cousin.
That's cool.
Small world.
Hey, hopefully,
you know where I'm going.
Yeah, I know where you're going. You're going to go for Nico Price, and I don't blame you, especially if you kind of know the guy third party. You know what I mean? Yeah, you don't want to pick against him. Nico Price is amazing, man. He's a really good fighter.
Yeah.
I could totally see him going in there and dominating Michel Pereira, but at the same time, I don't know, bro. If here's the thing, if we get chicken squawking, you know what I mean? Michel Pereira, it is going to be a nightmare for him, bro. But if he comes in and is concentrated, like whenever homeboy slapped him or whatever at the weigh-ins, and he came out of firing on all cylinders. If we get that guy, I think we're in for a war. And I think, honestly, I don't know who to pick, but I'm just going with my gut here with Michel.
Yeah, I mean, Michel's probably be the popular pick. He is the favorite. The Price is the dog in this as well. I'm picking 2 dogs in a row. Wow. I'm probably gonna pick a few dogs in this card, but then I digress. I'm digressing, but no, I mean, yeah, Michel, bro, when he is on point, he's really good, dude. But like, it becomes a question: are you gonna get the showman Pereira, or are you gonna get the fucking the killer Pereira? And Nico Price, you already know what he's gonna do. He's gonna stand and bang, dude. I mean, honestly, I could see Pereira putting him out with hands, but I think it's gonna come down to, I could see that coming down to grappling, dude. Because I mean, Nico Price is he's just so goddamn tough, and not for nothing, Price doesn't really have that great of a ground game. Yeah, and Pereira's got a little bit more of a ground game, even though he doesn't show it as much. But he's got something in terms of his ground game. So, if you see him struggling to put out Nico Price early, it wouldn't surprise me, at least if he goes to the ground. And if I go to the ground, I would lean with Pereira, unless Nico Price. I'm sure he has been working on it. So, I'm gonna go with Price just because obviously my ties with who I know. But
sure.
Yeah, dude,
it's funny. They both have 2 no contests. They both have 2 no contests. That's pretty funny.
Probably because of weed. I'm just kidding.
Maybe, probably, yeah, probably because of weed, right? Yeah, we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But it's interesting. Michel Pereira is, he's about like a 10-fight veteran to Nico Price. He's got about 10 more fights, 10 more losses. You know what I mean? Not exactly 10 more losses, but like 7. But still, it's just, I think if it does come down to the grappling, I think you're going to see some veteran moves out of Pereira. I think you're going to see a little bit of better, like you said, grappling exchanges. Who knows? If I'm Nico Price, hopefully this camp, that's what he's working on, because like you said, I think they're pretty even in the stand-up. But I do think that Michel, he could turn it on. He's got some awkward striking. He's got some unorthodox things that he could really, I think, catch Nico with. But Nico Price is really good on the feet too, man. So yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a toss-up, but yeah, I'm gonna go with my gut here. And yeah, so you're gonna go with Price. All right. So moving on. This
Mm.
next fight, I am absolutely fucking just I can't fucking
Same.
wait to see
This is
this
gonna be a good
fight.
fight. It's gonna be
Carlos
a really good fight.
motherfucking Condit versus Max Griffin, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
this is a great fight. You know, this is just it's a great fight for Carlos Condit. One,
Yeah.
you know, I think he's on the same level. Him and Max Griffin are around the same level. Yeah, Carlos has got almost twice as many fights as him, but so he's
Yeah.
definitely got the veteran, you know what I mean? Max Griffin is, I think he's 33, 34. You know, he's not a young guy
Yeah.
at all by
No,
any
not at all.
means. He's just kind of got a
Not at
late
all.
start on his MMA career. So yeah, I could see I think Carlos Condit, you know, is gonna really show some veteran craftiness here in this fight, man.
Condit, yeah. I was gonna
What?
say Condit. I think Condit, bro, he really wants this. Condit is now he's built up a streak. I think he's won 2 in a row now coming into this. So he's gonna
Yeah.
want this. He's on a big stage. He's gonna close out the prelims going into the pay-per-view. So he's on a big stage against another veteran fighter. It's gonna be a dog fight. It's not
Yeah.
gonna be easy. I don't believe at all. To me, it's gonna come down to whether Payne, because not for nothing, Condit's jaw isn't what it used to be. So if he can land some decent shots on Condit, he's got a chance to put him out. And if he can do that, then you know it'll be a good night for Max Payne. But I mean, when it comes to Condit, if he can't catch him, if Condit proves to be elusive, then it's going to be a long night for Max Payne. Carlos Condit, from what I've seen, he hasn't felt better than what he has been lately. Like I said, he's on that little bit of a streak.
You mean Max Griffin? Max Griffin. You said Max Payne.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's his fucking nickname is Payne.
Max yeah. No, okay. My bad. Is that wait? That's his nickname.
Payne. That's his nickname is Max Payne Griffin.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's the name. Yeah,
I thought you were
just
Max referring to the video game. I was just like, oh,
no. I mean, I'm sure that's where his fucking name came from.
Oh, okay.
No, dude. No, his name is Max Payne, dude. But we digress. Anyway, I'm gonna go with Condit and this one as well.
What's up, baby?
No. As my boy is tending to his daughter. Sorry. I'll just keep talking in the background.
Go ahead.
No, I was saying that I'm gonna go with Condit here. I'm gonna go Condit. He is also the dog. I'm going 3 dogs. I'm going 3 dogs in the in the prelims, dude. He's the plus 150 dog.
Well, I'll go dog with you because I'm gonna go for my boy Carlos Condit too. It's a beautiful comeback story, and I really hope that he
keeps going.
Out. I really hope
it keeps going.
At the same time, do I want to see him fight welterweight killers? No. I'd like to see Carlos Condit just kind of stay around his level, and not to say that. Well, to say that, yes, you know, I don't think he's in the top 5 category. You know, let's not go crazy here. But
no,
I love seeing Carlos Condit making a comeback late in his career. I'd love to see him retire after this fight, to be honest with you, or keep it going and hopefully retire.
He's on a streak, dude. If he wins, he's going to be on a 3-fight streak. You can't retire on that, dude.
Yeah, I'm not saying sure you can. You can go out on top. You know what I mean?
He's not. I mean, on top of what, an anthill?
Such a fantasy. Well, no, but I mean, for fighters, mostly, you know what I mean? Like, they don't like to go out on top. They just like to, you know, bury themselves in losses. A la BJ Penn, a la, you know, every legend wing Hall of Fame fighter. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, dude, if he wins, I mean, honestly, I pulled up the rankings while you were talking. At welterweight, he has a shot to make it into the top 15, dude. Right now, the top. I'll give you his fights, but what's it called? Salikov is 15. Sean Brady's 14. Santiago Ponzinibbio is 13. Li Jiangliang, who had a great last fight, he's 12. Damian Maia is 11. Jeff Neal is 10. Bilal Muhammad 9, and it goes on. I could see Carlos Condit realistically going against anybody from that 15 to 11 range.
I don't think Bilal would take the fight, but I'd love to see him.
No, Bilal's 9. Yeah, Bilal's 9. He wouldn't take it. He wouldn't take the fight.
But
he wouldn't take the fight.
I would.
No.
Well, you know what though? If I'm Bilal, I would take the fight because think of the name recognition alone. Legend. Yeah. Dude. If you beat Carlos Condit, I mean that
he's not gonna get anywhere, dude. Because I mean, when you look at the rest of the 15, Bilal's at 9,
he'll get
Magny 8, Masvidal 7, Chiesa 6, Luque 5, Thompson 4, Edwards 3, Burns 2, Covington 1, and Usman. He's not gonna go anywhere. Even if he beats Condit, he'll go absolutely nowhere with that. in
He ain't
relation to
going
the rest of
anywhere
it.
anyway. So I mean,
I'm telling you, man.
that's just the truth, right? I mean, he ain't going
Anyway,
anywhere right
so
now anyway.
point is Condit wins. I can see him literally fighting any of these guys.
Yeah.
Salikov, Brady, Ponzinibbio,
I like to see him against Ponzinibbio
Liang.
for sure.
Yeah, I'd like to see him in Maya, bro. That would be.
They fought
Haven't they
already.
fought before? They
Yeah,
have
they fought
fought.
already. Yeah.
Maya won, I think, right?
Pretty sure. Yeah, pretty sure he
Yeah, I
strangled
think
him to
pretty.
death.
But I mean, hey,
Yeah,
we'll see.
let's do the. I'm pretty sure Damian Maya fucking got on him like a backpack in like 3 seconds. I could be
Dude,
off.
I mean, if we're gonna do
off,
Nick
but
Diaz versus Robbie Lawler 17 years later, we can do
you're
Damian Maya
fucking
versus
right.
fucking.
You're fucking
We could do
right.
Damian.
We're gonna do Robbie Lawler versus Nick Diaz. God, make that fight, Dana. Please make that fucking fight, man. I want to see that fight so bad.
Well, if we're gonna do that fight, we can certainly do Condit versus fucking Maya again.
Dana, make that fight, please.
He mentioned that they're looking at October.
Yeah, he said they're trying to make it for October. So
they asked that question.
Irritated when they asked him. Yeah, he was I said, I'm working on it for October.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Sorry.
Fucking douche canoe. Anyway, let's move on to the main card, dude. Let's move on to the main card.
Tai Tuivasa versus Greg Hardy. You know,
we're skipping fucking O'Malley versus the Unknown and Irene Aldana's fine ass.
I'm sorry.
Versus Kunitskaya.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, honest to God, dude, I'm looking to Aldana and Kunitskaya. That'll be a fantastic matchup. I just want to, for 2 seconds, it's a really good matchup between the girls.
Aldana is a beast.
Yeah,
she's
Aldana
coming
is
for blood,
beast.
brother. She's coming for blood and strikes, and I can't fucking wait. I can't wait. And Kunitskaya is good, but I don't know if she's on Irene Aldana's level, dude. Aldana is good, man. She could run at the belt easy.
Yeah, you know it's definitely for real. Definitely, I agree. Aldana's coming off of a loss though in her last fight, and Kunitskaya is coming off a win. That's why it's a 4-5 matchup. I'm gonna pick Aldana to pick up the fight. She needs this fight if she wants to keep on going, and if she wants to get some fights with Ladd, Holm, and Durandamy, which are the girls ahead of her. So I'm gonna go Ladd with that. Everybody's gonna pick O'Malley. I'm gonna pick O'Malley. I don't see this guy fucking pulling off the miracle, dude. I think the Sugar Show is gonna dominate. It's gonna be a fantastic opening fight to the card. He's gonna get a lot of hype going in. Hopefully, keep that momentum going. Now let's go ahead and go to Tuivasa and the woman beater.
Well, hold on. Let me give you my picks for that too.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. Sean O'Malley versus Chris Matinho, I think is how you say his last name.
Matinho.
I don't know anything about him, and I don't know what he can really offer. So I'm going to pick Sean O'Malley, who is 13-1. But I would love to see this kid win. I'm not going to lie. I think the fact that O'Malley is calling him the weakest fight that he could take on the highest part of the card, I think it's bullshit. I mean, I understand the strategy or whatever, but it's still.
I mean, it's a reality, but that's probably something you shouldn't say.
It's a reality, and he's all just like, "Well, Chael said it," and it's just like, dude, Chael's faced world beaters, bro. Like,
he almost beat Anderson Silva.
You've never faced anyone on that. He beat Anderson Silva for 5 fucking rounds and tapped out. So
4 3/4 rounds.
Yeah, I see what Sean O'Malley's saying, but I don't know, man. The more and more this kid talks, the more and more I realize this is what he is. He's a kid, you know what I mean? And I get his shtick and his following and his Twitch thing and whatever, you know what I mean? It's just not my crowd, you know. Go.
Bro, he made the UFC and started getting face tattoos and dyeing his hair like
with
Tekashi
Jake Paul, you know what I mean?
He does look like Jake Paul's friend.
It's
bro.
not my. It's just I don't know the whole I'm better thing. The way he comes off, he tries to come off as this cool hippie. I smoke weed all the time. I don't really buy that. I just feel like,
dude, no, he does do that. No, he for sure does that, but he's got
smokes weed. But he's the
real douchebag of the group. Like,
I'm gonna say it right now. Sean O'Malley's a douchebag. He's not.
Yeah, he's definitely a douchebag, bro.
But he comes off as
he's like, bro, if you're
he ripped off. By the way, Dude Love for that shirt and that whole thing. That's straight off of Dude Love. That's not, you know what I mean. But whatever, you know. Hey, you know, okay. You know,
Shout out Mick Foley. Shout out
shout
Mick
out
Foley
Mick
right there.
Foley, baby.
Shout out Mick Foley.
Oh man.
All right. And you pick for the girls?
Yeah, I'm going with Aldana, obviously. I think she's gonna
Yeah.
hand it to Kunitskaya. I think the UFC is trying to get her back on a win streak. I think that's what's going on.
Yeah.
So but yeah, moving on to Tai Tuivasa versus Greg Hardy. Oh man, I love this matchup. And I'm not a Greg Hardy hater because of his past or anything like that. I'm
a hater of his past, but I respect what he's done in the UFC. He's not some schmuck. He's not. He can't be considered a schmuck.
Yeah, I don't respect his past or anything like that. Like for sure, what he hitting.
Yeah,
bro, you put your hand on a woman. I mean, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
So it just fucking period. You know what I mean? So it's just like, but at the same time, yeah, you can make amends and you can become a better person. And obviously, he's trying to do something different, and I completely respect that. I don't think anybody is unredeemable except for like, Hitler and Jeffrey Dahmer types. But you know what I mean? Like, I think, well, yeah, I'll leave it at that. But Tai Tuivasa,
Diego's former boy.
Tai Tuivasa is a killer, man. And even though he's been on a little bit of a down slope lately, I don't see Greg Hardy.
I mean, he got a quick
skills.
He got a quick win. Tuivasa got a quick win in his last fight, so he's on the up. Hardy's on a downer. He did lose. I agree with you, dude. Something. In all sincerity, I feel I've gotten more out of Greg Hardy's fights than I've gotten out of Tuivasa's fights. I've enjoyed Tuivasa's fights far more than I've enjoyed Greg Hardy's fights, but I think I've seen more from Greg Hardy. I've seen more of Greg Hardy. I've seen more of Greg Hardy's skills. Not to say Tuivasa doesn't have those skills, but literally, we know a Tuivasa fight. He's gonna fucking go in there, bang as hard as he can.
I might.
And he's gonna go fucking. He's gonna want that shoey if he gets the win. If he gets the L, he'll just sit there. He'll be like, "Fuck, I got caught, mate. It is what it is." And he'll go to the back and do a shoey anyway.
And know the shoey in the back, mate.
And instead of in the crowd, he'll do a shoey in the back. So we already know. Greg Hardy, he's shown things in the clinch. He's shown somewhat something of a ground game. He's obviously got hands. Greg Hardy has more skills that we've seen than Tai Tuivasa. That said, though, Tuivasa just has that. There's a certain presence, I feel, that is unmistakable and shouldn't be denied when you're in the UFC. Presence and ring generalship is a true factor in any fight. And Tuivasa for sure has that octagon generalship that I don't think Hardy has ever gotten. Hardy has never truly looked comfortable inside of the octagon. Hardy should have really started somewhere lower, like a Cage Warriors, a Bellator, some LFA, something like that. He should have started somewhere lower to just get any. I think he had like one fighter, I think, in the like low leagues before he made it to the UFC.
He had a couple,
but he's never. The point is, he's never displayed that confidence and that comfortability inside of the octagon that a Tuivasa does. No matter win, loss, or draw, Tuivasa is 1,000% at home inside that octagon, and I think that's going to make the difference in this fight. Believe it or not, I've got Tuivasa winning. I'm going to go with under 2 rounds. It'll be a knockout, and we'll see.
Hell yeah! No, I love it. I think Tai Tuivasa takes it too. I think Greg Hardy's got good excuse me. I think Greg Hardy's got good skills, but I don't think he's on the Tai Tuivasa level.
Not at all.
You know what I mean? I think a lot of things were exposed in the Volkov fight. That's the problem.
Yeah.
That's the problem with taking a fight with a guy like Volkov early in your career. It's great and it looks badass and it's good exposure. But man, you go to a 5-round. He went a 5-round war with Volkov and showed him every trick he had in the book. You know what I mean? And Volkov was like, "That's cool, but you've never been where I've been." You know what I mean?
It ain't
like,
shit. Compared to Volkov, it ain't
close.
shit, dude.
Yeah. And Volkov, you know what I mean? Volkov's good, but we all know Volkov's kind of in that gatekeeper status right now. He's not really, he's not really moving forward or backwards. He's kind of just in that spot. So it's just like, you got to be you got to be a world beater to be at that spot. No disrespect intended at all by that. No, you got to be a world beater to be at that spot. Right. But, when you're going up against somebody like Greg Hardy, I mean, yeah, man. So my point being, I think Tai Tuivasa with his coaches camp and his skills, they got, if they don't get the win here over Greg Hardy, something's wrong with Tai Tuivasa. That's what that's telling me.
It probably won't go very far. He'll be like Mark Hunt. He'll be another Mark Hunt. Maybe a little better, I guess. He's probably a little better than Mark Hunt.
Mark Hunt is a legend.
He's a legend, but I mean,
still,
dude,
Tai Tuivasa isn't even a drop in the bucket compared to Mark Hunt.
skills wise, I think
K1
skills
Pride.
wise, that's fine. He's a legend. I mean? I'm not discrediting his legend.
Yeah.
I'm just saying in terms of his
and the walk-off
skills,
KOs. Fuck.
Yeah. And just in terms of skill, pure skill and potential is Tuivasa all day. I'm not discrediting Hunt as a legend. I'm just saying in terms of what he has
Hunt
to
had
offer
no wrestling, man.
Nothing.
No wrestling. He's just
it was one dimensional. He was one dimensional as fuck. Tuivasa at least is not that.
He was so successful with it, but it was just like up to a point. It's just like
I think he's got a negative win-loss record.
Who?
I wouldn't call it successful. Hunt. He's got a negative win-loss MMA record. Yeah, he does.
Crazy.
No, he does. I think he does, dude.
You're crazy.
Oh, it's like very close. It's like almost. It's like
well, look at Royce's records. I mean, you want to start hooking up old school records. I mean, BJ Penn is, you know what I mean? It's
BJ Penn did that to himself. BJ Penn did that to himself.
Well, all these guys did it to themselves. I mean, they all.
No, I mean Hunt, bro. But it's different. This is different though. It hits different, dude. It just hits different.
Well, you know, and here's the other thing too is like you gotta
as Andy looks up the score.
Yeah, you know, you gotta look at his MMA record too, but he's also got a kickboxing record too. So yeah, if you just look at MMA's, he's got 13 wins and 14 losses, which is crazy.
Yeah, called it.
But also too, I said something on the chat about this. You don't really need to have wins to be a star in MMA or to even be recognized for accolades. You don't. It's really like the only sport.
Look at the great Artem Lobov. Look at the great Artem Lobov.
Point, dude. And he beat Paulie Malignaggi in a bare knuckle fight. I mean,
he did.
So crazy. Did. He really did, though. I mean, people just like people just fucking they were so elated by the whole thing. People just forgot about it. But
yeah, dude,
he really beat Paulie Malignaggi in a boxing fight.
Fucking trash, dude.
Which is crazy.
Fucking trash.
The goat.
Fuck. Yeah. Hey, real quick, unrelated. Speaking of bare knuckle boxing, give me a pick real quick. Page or Ostovich?
Page.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Page.
Yeah, she's just got the skills.
Yeah,
she can knock out Ostovich. Ostovich can't knock out her.
Ostovich got that ass, boy.
Well, unless she's planning on doing some kind of Rikishi fucking Satsuma, ass plant with it, I don't think it's gonna matter. You know what I mean? Oh, nice. That was a good edit. Okay, so moving on. So
co-main event.
We got Gilbert Burns versus Stephen Thompson. Man, I'm pumped for this fight, dude.
I am too, bro. Fight. I'm always a Stephen Thompson guy, dude. He's a black belt in Taekwondo. I'm a black belt in Taekwondo. I'm always gonna rock with my man Stephen Thompson. Again, I think Thompson has a lot to prove because he's been calling out dudes ever so nicely, and he just hasn't gotten anywhere. I mean, he's got now the number 2 guy. Just because there's nothing else really for him to do. We kind of lucked into that because there's really nothing for Burns to do right now since he lost so decisively to Usman, and he doesn't have the credibility to try to just automatically demand a rematch. He doesn't have the beef with him like Covington and Edwards does. So he's kind of in limbo, which is why Thompson kind of lucked himself into that fight. That said, though, it is going to be a tremendous fight. Burns is going to be hungry because of that loss. For sure, he's going to be gunning after Thompson. I think Thompson is equally going to be as motivated given the fact that he's kind of been in limbo himself. He's been dominating a lot of the lower tier guys and he was being called the gatekeeper, and he's like, nah, dude, I want that title. And so now he gets an opportunity to prove that, does he get another path to the title? We know Tyron Woodley stopped him there. How would he do against somebody who's way better than Tyron Woodley in a Usman? I mean, it's tough, dude. I mean, I think he lost to Covington as well, right? Has he faced Covington? He hasn't faced Covington yet, has he?
Gilbert Burns?
No,
Thompson. No, they haven't.
Wonderful. They haven't faced. So this is gonna be a real test because Covington is renowned for his ground game and has got hands. Gilbert Burns is renowned for his hands and has a ground game. So we're gonna find out really how he stands in this real high tier, because when you get to the highest tiers of the welterweight division, with the exclusion, I think, of Leon Edwards, because he doesn't have the same, he doesn't have those same credentials. I feel when it comes to a Gilbert Burns and a Colby Covington, those guys that have wonderful ground games with hard hands. We're gonna see how Thompson stacks up. Thompson's never been known for his ground game, but he's got the feet and he's got the elusiveness, and he can fight from range. So there's many different facets that are going to be interesting for this, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm gonna, like I said, for my heart is gonna rock with Stephen Thompson for this. And I'm gonna pick Stephen Thompson. I like Gilbert Burns. It's gonna be close. It wouldn't shock me at all if this is a split decision, 29-28, one way or the other. But I'm gonna go with Stephen Thompson here. Then he's the favorite too, as a matter of fact, at this.
Yeah. No, that's, that's not a bad way to go. I'm gonna say this. This is a huge test for both of these guys. Huge test. It's a huge test for Stephen Thompson because we really haven't seen Stephen Thompson return back to that form that he was when he faced Tyron Woodley all those years ago, up until a little recently. And still, it's not quite to that. We know he's getting older. We know he's not maybe quite in his prime anymore. So how is he going to do versus Durinho, who, I'm going to be honest with you, if Durinho shows up,
savage.
It's a fucking problem. It's a fucking problem for Wonder
He's
Boy.
A savage.
He's going to crowd him. He's going to get in his face, and he's not gonna get countered in the way that everyone thinks that karate style will do. He's also got the ability to take Stephen Thompson down to the ground and make this a motherfucking fight.
Yeah. So, if he does, then it's going to be a long, bad night for Thompson, for sure.
Or a quick one. Thompson. Durinho's got that ground and pound.
He's got power. Yeah. Thompson needs to keep this. In order for Thompson to win, he's got to keep this at distance. He has to use his range and his lankiness, and his elusiveness, because he is quicker than Gilbert Burns.
Well, that's where the second part of the test comes in for Gilbert Burns, because Gilbert Burns is coming off of one of the most devastating losses of his career. How's he going to bounce back? How was his camp? What's his mind been like? What's the physical been like? Has he hurting? Has he been, you know what I mean? We don't know. There's so many questions to be answered on this match. So if he could come out and be affected by all these things and totally be like a deer caught in the headlights, like we've seen with a bunch of other guys who've come out of that title loss position and they just get on a skid. So we'll see. Where's Gilbert Burns going to go from here? He could either go right back up, I feel like, with a win over Stephen Thompson, or he can start getting way down if he actually loses. So, but I'm going to go with Durinho, man. I think he's going to show up motivated. I think if anything, Kamaru is probably going to help him for this, and he's going to make sure that fucking Durinho, you're like, no. They're like, he's going to make sure, I think the camp for sure is going to make sure that he's ready to go. I think he comes in and he destroys Wonder Boy. That's my personal.
Shock me.
I hate to say that. I love Wonder Boy, but I think he's going to come in and I think he's going to bully him. I think it's going to be a little bit of a bully fest.
It wouldn't shock me, and at least if that's the case. It would shock me if it does. That's what he has to do. He has to be dominant. He has to take command of the octagon. Like I mentioned, the octagon generalship. He has to be the one in command. He has to dictate the pace. He has to dictate where this is going to go. Is it going to be standing? Is it going to be in the pocket? Is it going to be on the ground? Is it going to be grappling? Like, is he going to try and wear down Wonder Boy? I mean, it's tough to wear down Wonder Boy because Wonder Boy does have a fantastic gas tank, so that'll be tough. But I mean,
and he has good takedown defense,
and he's got good takedown defense. But at the same time, if he does get him down, how much can he sustain the damage? And how much can Wonder Boy defend that? for him to maybe not take as much damage or be able to get out of whatever position it is. It'll be tough for him to get out of positions just given the difference in the ground game versus the ground defense. But yeah, there's many facets that are so interesting and make this fight so watchable. So I'm definitely looking forward to this fight. This has gone that same level of anticipation for me as Khan and Max Payne for sure.
Well,
I'm looking forward to that.
how many times do you think he says sorry during the fight?
Does he
Wonder
really?
Boy.
Yeah.
He always does.
Unless like
Every time if there's a little foul, or even if he kicks somebody and they fall down, he's like, "Oh, my bad, dude." He's so funny, dude.
he's such
like
a nice guy, bro.
he's such a nice guy. He's literally the nicest motherfucker in the world, dude. I mean, it's
He
like
really is.
he really is the nicest motherfucking champion. So
For sure, dude.
that's hilarious. Well, speaking of you know what I mean, champion, we got a
I was gonna say, speaking of nice guys, I was like, the antithesis of nice. You mean?
yeah, the antithesis of nice. No, you know the main event, we got Dustin Poirier versus Conor McGregor, and that is, you know, the fight speaks for itself. It's a number one contendership. Basically, it's a
de
giant
facto.
number one contendership fight.
It's the de facto
Whoever-
number one title fight.
Yeah, whoever wins gets a shot at Charlie Olives. You know what I mean? So it's on like Donkey Kong after Saturday. But you know, I'm gonna say this, the I'm just most simplest way. I don't see McGregor winning in any facet of the fight. I don't see him winning any round. I don't understand this. He's going to take round one bullshit. Please explain that to me. I don't see him. I don't see him dominating Dustin in any facet. And I think, if anything, Dustin's coming into this fight not overconfident, but just like, yo, dude, whatever your little, you know, fucking Lucky Charm magical shit you pulled before, like, I don't know what that was, but I already got you in the current. And after seeing McGregor at that fucking press conference today, bro, it's Dustin said it. He reeks of insecurities. He literally just,
he does.
That whole trash talk thing, like, to me,
your wife's your husband. Your wife's your husband.
That part was the funniest part. Other than that, it was literally worse than him trying to get at Khabib when him and Khabib were on the stage. It was like, you know, that whole meow, 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 you know, that whole thing. It was just like,
it was kids fighting.
It was, but Dustin wasn't being a kid. He was just like, I mean, he was just saying he wasn't reacting.
He even called him out. He's like, dude, your trash talking sucks. It's not what it used to be. He even said that to him in the fucking press conference.
Yeah. No, and like Angel had said, like, it seemed like Dustin was being uncomfortable. I'm like, yeah, you got to watch the whole thing, because Dustin's just kind of sitting there. Like, that's how Dustin looks, though, when he sits at a press conference. That's just, he doesn't like being in front of the camera and all that stuff.
It's par for the course.
It's par for the course. He's not. I honestly, I thought the trash talk from McGregor was just, it's very odd that this whole time he's been quiet. There's been nothing. All of a sudden, the last week, it's like, what? It's like
tossing hot sauce bottles and shit. Like,
yeah, it's weird, man. And then he kicked him at the face-off. It's kind of like,
come on, dude.
I mean,
you know, I'm gonna say this. Everyone is saying that Conor is taking this fight way more serious. He wants this really bad.
Wow.
You know something? I believe him. I'm with you from the aspect of when it comes down to every single facet of the fight game itself, he doesn't match up to Dustin whatsoever. I will say this. If he can catch Dustin slipping in the first round,
of course,
he can win the win. If he doesn't finish Dustin in the first round, he's not gonna win the fight. Everything boils down to that first round and how he adjusts to the leg kicks that, you know, Dustin's gonna throw. If there's any type of ground attack that happens, how that will come into play and how they'll defend against that. Those are to me the two biggest points. The striking is the striking. The striking is always going to basically be the focal point and what everybody focuses on. But those are the two aspects: how Conor defends the leg kick and how Conor or Dustin defend. Well, Dustin doesn't have to worry about the takedown. It's really how Conor will defend any type of level change. And if he can stack those two things, if he can catch him coming in, if he can catch him with a sharp left on a counter for perhaps, or on a lead coming in, then Conor's got a shot. Conor needs to finish this fight in the first round, A, to make a statement, and B, to actually win the fight. If he doesn't beat him in the first round, I feel
I gotta stop. Hold on. Sorry.
Longevity, we all know Conor doesn't have the gas tank. It's gotten better, but he doesn't have that same gas tank that he used to, that he's never had, really, truly. So especially compared to Poirier, who's gone multiple 5-round fights. What's crazy is Conor's only fought 3 times, I think they said, in the last 5 years, which is his fucking prime. That's pretty crazy considering.
There's a reporter who got up and asked him a question. He got pretty fucking pissed about it.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that guy.
That guy, I hope that guy is not at the fight. Jeez, man. Conor's probably, as soon as that was over, Conor's probably like telling like 10 of his bodyguards, like, follow that fool.
For real. He's like, have that man never be in the UFC press ever again. I want Ariel back.
Bad. Yeah.
Give me Ariel back.
Yeah. I think he hates Ariel too.
Does he hate Ariel? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think him and Ariel aren't well, you know what? I take that back. I know he did the interview with him, but there's a video out there on YouTube of Conor saying some pretty like quirky things to Ariel. Anyway, yeah, I just don't see that. I just don't see Conor really having anything to offer Dustin, as far as like, now, like you said, in the first round, I guess that's why people are saying he'll take the first round, maybe because of the gas tank thing. But I honestly, I think I just don't see him getting away from the leg kicks. I think if McGregor starts to get the upper hand on the feet at all, that Dustin's just gonna take him down, man. I mean, it's just, you know what I mean? Like,
that's the smart thing. Smart thing is this: as soon as Conor starts hitting him with some crisp jabs, or he hits him with a couple lefts, makes shock him for a second, get him on his ass.
But I don't get him on his ass to do that. You know what I mean? If he would have done that, he would have done it in the second fight.
He wants to fucking show the world that he can I whooped Conor McGregor's ass. Well, and you want to know something in all sincerity? For the first time in my life, I agreed with Colby Covington. Colby Covington was talking shit about the fight, and he was talking shit about the fight, and they asked him, who you got? He's like, I got Poirier. He's like, it's not like, and he said, it's not like beating Conor McGregor holds much value anymore, but I got him winning for what it's worth.
And I was like, but that's Kobe just being a little fucking bitch. I mean,
no, but I kind of agreed with it. Though. Like, and that's something that Poirier has also said. He's like, he doesn't have the same mystique anymore. He's not Mystic Mac. He's just a guy.
Kobe would fight Conor in 3 seconds.
Oh, in a heartbeat. He wants the red panty night for sure.
Yeah. So yeah,
he wants the red, white, and blue panty night.
He could say that. But fighting Conor right now is 10 times more valuable than fighting Kobe.
That's why that's why Poirier chose to fucking fight Conor for a third time immediately over go for the belt. Yeah. He could have had the belt. It should have been, instead of Oliveira and Chandler, it should have been maybe Oliveira and Poirier.
Oh, it should have been, but I mean,
it should have been. And he's like, no, I want the fucking 10 million. And even like Dana
said, the UFC's been telling him the whole time, they're like, well, just go fight Conor, and then you'll fight for the belt after. So he's just like, yeah, I'm gonna fight Conor and fight for the belt after.
And they're saying
exactly what's happening. You know what I mean?
And that's and he's gonna make the money, dude.
We called it on this show. I called it our last 3 or 4 episodes, the last episode before last or whatever. I said, like, Dustin's going to fight Conor, and then he'll finish that, and then he'll come and fight for the belt. And it doesn't matter. No one's talking about Charles Oliveira. Nobody. No. Not one person in the MMA media is talking about Charles Oliveira, because everybody knows that he's, in actuality, an interim champ.
He really is.
Somehow.
He's the full champion.
Is the interim champ.
And basically his fight, if he beats Poirier, he can consider himself. If Poirier beats Conor and then Poirier loses to Oliveira, Poirier can legitimately consider himself the best lightweight on the planet, bar none. He is the actual legitimate fucking champion for sure, for sure.
Well, I think after this, he's legit champion. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because if one of these two guys are fighting, you know what I mean? Like, and again, if you want to go ahead and play a little bit of future, I don't see Charles Oliveira really having a whole lot to offer Dustin Poirier either. You know what I mean? Like,
he has way
it's
more.
going to be a much closer fight, but I mean, man,
he's got a really good
ground. I think Poirier's on a mark right now. You know what I mean?
Poirier is on a mark right now. But then the question will become, especially what happens after this third fight. For example, what if this fight becomes a war and he wins? Ooh. If this fight becomes a war, which is what Poirier wants, he wants it to be a war.
Poirier's a dog, bro.
He's so if this fight,
did you see the UFC unfiltered the
no, I didn't.
He's like George Masvidal's like walking into the house, like fighting him, and he's like, "How you doing, man?" And he's like, "You looking good." He's just like, "He's ready to throw these hands, bro." He's just like fucking swinging.
Oh, dude.
And it's just like, dude, that's why that right there, that mentality is why I just don't see Conor having, because I don't see Conor like that at all. No, like I've never seen him like that. I've never seen him like that, but he's always kind of been, more of a show entertainer guy. And so when your mystic is over, you can ask some of the late, great pro wrestlers of the 90s, when your mystic is over, it's over.
Yeah.
It's over. There's no, it's just, it is what it is. The only motherfucker who's seems to have absolved of that rule was The Undertaker.
And eventually it came back and got him too, bro.
And eventually it came back and got him too. But I mean, he definitely ran the gauntlet with that whole thing. You know what I mean? Like but even The Undertaker's changed up his look. I mean, if you've been a wrestling fan for a long time, The Undertaker's been through, all the Last Ride, all of it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, I'm super excited. Going back to the card, I'm super excited for the fight. I can't wait to watch. Definitely going to be watching. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be doing anything else this weekend. Just planning. I know you got a busy weekend, but I'm planning on just watching the fights. Really,
I'm gonna still watch the fight, dude.
Hell yeah!
I made space to watch the fight, so I will be watching this fight. I will not miss this fight. And Monday, if you're not doing shit Monday, are you doing shit Monday?
Ooh.
Well, then we're going to record Monday.
We'll be back on Monday. Well, boss, you got anything else, man? I'm ready to get out of here.
I know you already got it. I thought you wanted to bring up the fact that fucking CM Punk is now not 0-2.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you know what? It's fuck it. We'll bring it up on Monday. I want to go into that. I want to go into the whole thing of, Nevada, did their whole thing with they decided to not penalize fighters for the performance enhancing drug known as marijuana. So, thank God that all these cheaters can get away now. You know what I mean? So yeah, we'll I'd like to talk about that more on Monday. But yeah, you want to go hit on it for a little bit, go ahead. I'm just I'm getting tired.
Dude. I want to lay in bed too myself. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen. So basically, another thing, one of the reasons why we've been kind of off as well from my perspective is the fact that I got a new job, and so our hours changed. Before, Andy and I would record late into the night. We'd start our recording sometime between 10 and like midnight. We would start our recording, and we wouldn't finish till like 2 or 3 in the morning my time. And so I can't do that anymore because I got a normal 8 to 5 now, dude. So we haven't been able to coordinate stuff between that and then Andy's schoolwork and his health issues. So we should be good though. Now we've got a set recording schedule. So it's just about getting in the time specifically. That's why we mentioned Monday, but we're coming back at you, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
It's a good intro. Feels good to be back in the chair. Feels good to which way am I going? The other way, right? Other way. Nope. There we go. Feels good to get this logo popping right here. It's a little Popeye the Sailor Man, little gun, showing the guns.
Yeah.
Showing the guns. I got some
Showing the
guns.
Oh no, put them away. Put them away. Put them away. Guys, thanks. Thanks
On
for
that
coming.
note,
On that note,
yo, toss us. Yo, toss us.
We'll see you on Monday. Well, we'll see you on Monday.